Thank you, H. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Let me take my phone off.
Oh my gosh. This is like my first big group of guests, which I don't know. Do you see what I mean? Like normally the people I have are like the mandem, the gal, my friends, whereas these are random people. You guys are random. Get it?
It's true, but we're also not serious candidates, so you're good.
So I have to be really careful when especially picking people that I don't personally know, because it's like you could come here and you man be like. I know what you mean.
No,
just
we worry
you
about
can't
that too.
have conversations. Like I'm like, hey guys, hi.
no, nothing back.
But I obviously listened to the pod and I knew you guys, the chemistry amongst you guys are good, and I felt okay if I just intervene. It's not going to be too brazy.
Yeah.
So I feel like the best thing is for everyone to introduce themselves.
Okay, which side are we gonna
How
start?
deep of an introduction are we talking? Let me just.
She got her last
just
one.
go for
Hi,
it.
my name's Sam. I'm 25.
I'm 24.
Oh, is it? Yeah, mad. I knew you guys were old, as in like not old, but I knew you guys were there.
I'm the oldest though. Out of them. She's 19, yeah.
Oh, okay.
My little sister's age.
Don't
even.
group me in with these hags.
Wait, so how do you guys know each other then?
The streets.
The shit.
Is it
Actually, tomorrow is like 1 year since we actually met.
Oh,
really?
1 year?
Wait, why did you?
No, 2 years. Sorry, 2 years. 2 years.
Wait, why did you meet?
Honestly,
Honestly,
what version of the story do you tell?
are we gonna confess here?
I'm not confessing
Basically,
nothing.
we liked an artist. Literally, we all liked an artist.
Which artist?
Which we don't like. I want to clarify.
We'll tell you later.
We don't
Why?
like.
Why
it
is it embarrassing?
Yes.
Why is it embarrassing?
We are grown women. It's
No,
embarrassing.
don't seeing what
There's
they've
so many
become.
layers.
Yeah. See what they
And
become.
Can I
become, yeah.
guess?
No, you can't. I don't
The
think
thing
you'll
is, you
even
would
I feel
never
like you
guess.
might not guess.
Okay.
That's what you'd never guess.
It's about.
Why? I said artist for a reason.
But we were very jobless at a certain
Yeah.
time in our life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This
And we
time
ended
2
up
years ago.
meeting.
I was
this
doing my
time 2 years
A-levels
ago.
when I met them.
I was in
Standing
uni.
outside at concerts instead of revising.
Oh, so you met at a concert
Yeah.
for this
Essentially,
embarrassing
yes.
brand?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it was an event,
Yeah.
and then I messaged her randomly. I did not know her. I said she needed tickets for it. I said I have one. I don't
No
know
face, no case, by the way. She didn't even have a
there's
profile
no
picture.
name, there's no picture, there's no nothing. And then I said, come with me. She agreed for some reason because it's a stranger. And
they
then
went to the airport. I'm gonna bait that out because wallahi, that's the most embarrassing bit of the story.
Wait, what? They went to the airport? Why?
Airport for this artist,
Going to
man.
kill
To
you.
see the guy at the terminal?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Or
You-
girl. The guy or
Oh,
girl.
girl.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, I think 2 days later we went to an event,
We were all
and then we
mutuals
saw,
on
and then
Twitter as
basically
well.
the event was
Before.
full of white people.
Oh,
They were the
yeah.
non-whites. We all looked at each other. We were like,
Hey.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And then obviously it took. Well, obviously it's not a thing. Okay, let's have a pods. But then obviously I'm guessing you guys
Yeah.
just.
We
Yeah.
stayed friends.
We stayed
and
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up actually going to the same university. Which is
Oh,
yeah, we all went
amazing.
to
Which uni
well.
did you go to?
City.
City University.
City University.
Okay.
I
And
graduated
then-
from there, and this one's about to graduate, and then this one has got a little bit
a while to go now.
Wait,
Yeah,
what did
2
you
years
what did you study?
Psychology.
They were
yeah,
actually on
I
the same
did-
course.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
she just we
basically we were born in the same year group.
That's
but
how
I
we
went to
actually started talking. This girl didn't want to talk to me.
Is
I just
it?
thought, another East African girl, because I'm the only one that's not Somali.
Yeah.
But
Wait, are you Eritrean?
I'm Eritrean,
Yeah,
they're Somali.
you got
We're
it.
also
Where's-
Somali.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Where are you from?
Try and guess.
Nigeria?
No. You get three guesses.
Okay, someone else guess.
Barbados.
No.
Wait, do you see
Which,
what's like?
which one's closer?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm African.
Okay.
Oh,
One more. We have one more.
Congo.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Guys.
Sierra
No,
Leone.
you
boy.
ate.
Really?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm not gonna bait. I was working and a girl at I was gonna say a girl at a till. I work in a shop, yeah, and a girl at the till was like, oh, like, are you Jamaican? And I was like, no, but I get that a lot, and it's like I don't get what Caribbean vibe I give off. Does that make sense? I know it's my facial structure,
Yeah.
the way
I
don't even know where
can't lie. I was gonna tend towards the Caribbean side.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah, me
lie.
too.
No.
But
I
at
don't know
the
what it
same
is. It
time,
could-
I couldn't tell you why.
Is
That's
it?
the thing.
I
I
really
couldn't tell
can't.
you why.
No, my mum gets it sometimes, but she gets East African. She looks East African.
Yeah.
But do you think I look East African? I don't have like the slim nose.
Yeah. No.
Do you think-
Kenya.
If you told me
Kenya.
Kenya,
You
if
look
you told me
Kenyan.
Kenyan,
I'll
I'd
believe
believe
you.
you. I'd believe
More
you.
time. Anyways.
Yeah.
Also, there's more to like East Africa than just like the Horn of Africa, and that's what
That's
everyone
actually
Yeah.
very
always
true.
forget.
Yeah,
Everyone
that
always
is
says
very,
that.
very true.
But
Very,
I feel like people don't guess Congo more. I'm assuming because Congo's not as well known, quote unquote,
Okay.
as the other countries. If that makes sense.
Congo.
Not
Congo's
like that.
very well
Not like
known.
that. Oh my god! I mean, not like that. I feel like people in this country know more people that are like Nigerian, Ghanaian, Jamaican.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
like in
what I
London,
mean. I feel
basically.
like-
Yeah,
no,
so
I-
people
I would-
guess what they know.
Do you think? I feel like Congo is well known, even if you don't, if
Mm.
you're not like.
Oh no, it's
from-
definitely well known. I've been known Congo,
Is it? Yeah, more
Yeah,
time.
but I
need
don't know
to-
any Congolese. Sorry,
Yeah,
Congolese?
Congolese. Yeah.
I don't know many Congolese people.
She's
That's
like
why.
Congolese.
Yeah, she did. I was like, you're moving crazy. I said
Yeah.
Congolese. Yeah.
I
one
heard
day.
that and I was like, yeah.
But I don't know many Somali people.
Oh really?
I don't think I know any.
Have you always grew up
Oh.
in Oxford?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
There's
makes
a-
sense.
Oh,
None of us
yeah.
are there.
Isn't there like
Yeah.
a huge Sudanese community in Oxford?
Yeah, there is. There
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Wait, you're not Sudanese. You're
No,
you're
no.
fully Somali.
I'm
Because
fully
I would
Somali.
guess Sudanese. if
I see where you're
think.
coming from.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
as well.
Do
Which
you
I
get that
have
a
one
lot?
Weirdly
Sudanese
enough,
friend.
I think I look extremely Somali, but then I always hear like Sudanese or Eritrean, and then when I say Somali, they're like, "Of course you're Somali."
No,
like,
I know
Oh,
a couple
God.
Eritreans, but the thing is, there's not a lot of Somalis, and I don't know many except from the bait ones, as in your
Yeah.
chunks,
Yeah,
your
the
Maya
ones on
Lamas, obviously.
Entertainment.
Yeah,
side,
exactly. You've got a lot. But when they would talk about like Somalis being bullied when they were young, I would never. That's
We
never.
were
a thing
talking
I
about
would
that
do, but,
earlier.
like,
Like,
is
before
it-
you
minutes
came.
ago before you came about like
Yeah.
how we actually got bullied. We
Yeah,
actually
we
got bullied.
did.
I
Really?
know
For
this, but
everything.
I had such a big attitude when I was in high school, specifically because everyone would start on Somalis. Completely
Random.
saying
But
your
that's-
shut up, you Somali was actually
Was like an
Okay,
insult.
I remember in primary, in secondary, it being, oh, Somali pirates. You're a
Oh,
pirate.
yes.
You're a pirate.
Alien
Yes,
Argos,
yeah.
Argos. Do you remember the Alien advert? That was literally
Oh
the
my
worst.
god,
that ever
yeah.
happened
Oh
to
my god,
us.
Really?
ET, all
Wallahi,
the
when I
ET
saw
jokes and all of that.
No
Literally, you
way.
should be
Yeah,
saying
because
that,
it'd
mind
be
your
like
own
the thing
business.
would be about like the head shape. They'd be like, oh my god, you
It
guys
looks
have
like
big
Somali.
foreheads, you have big heads, blah
Yeah,
blah
because
blah.
we characteristically have like bigger foreheads.
Oh,
Which
okay.
isn't like a bad thing,
No,
obviously.
yeah.
But then people would hone in on that. and
That was
go,
like the
yeah.
number one
And
I'm
one
not
joke.
even
Right.
Somali, and I used to get this because I look Somali. Like people used
That's
to
actually
call
Pete.
me.
You were
Okay.
catching
And I,
strains.
am I just I'm not even Somali though.
Yeah, that would be your comeback.
Yeah, it's just
Oh my
like
That's
God.
crazy. No,
Ridiculous.
I would know about the jokes, but when people would talk about it, I'd be like, yeah, I've never. It was more. Let's not even get. It was more like the racial things. Do you get it? Like
Yeah.
the, oh, you're black, then blick, that sort
Which
of
is
thing.
mad.
But no, yeah,
That's-
which is
yeah,
mad.
it was like all the same kind of era.
Of
all
course,
those
that
jokes
was
were
a
like
mad
It was
time.
very much
Everyone.
mixed in, and you know what's so crazy? I went to a Somali-dominated high school, and still
Yeah,
everyone
that's
ran their
same.
mouths, and I was the only one
Really?
like. I'm gonna call out people. Anyone whoever sees this, I went to my high school who is also Somali. You're a pussy fam, because
Oh,
wallahi,
fuck.
I would be sat in this class. These Somali boys would be keying with the same guys who are saying Somali, like they would make jokes
Somali
of
this,
the Somali
Somali that.
famine. They'd say
Yeah.
your family
And
are
they take it to
broke,
Facebook
you're
as well, I
starving to
remember.
death. Da, 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 da.
It's a
And I'm
fine
like,
balance
yeah.
between it being obviously looking now. I'm sure you'd stand up for yourself, and if you look back, you'd be like, okay, no, that's not. We're not going to let that run. But when you're if you're the minority and everyone else is
It's
the
hard
one,
to speak
you
up.
Yeah.
in
They
that
were the
you're not thinking
majority.
about.
That's the thing that's killing
Yeah.
me. We were the majority. There were more Somalis in the class
But at that
than
time,
there
you're
were
not
anyone
thinking.
else.
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
don't
it's,
think
it
like
was
that.
not.
Also 'cause you're a
cool.
kid.
It's-
If you
yeah,
leave it, you're actually
exactly.
14,
You're
15.
actually just
Guys,
gonna-
they let me argue on my own. Well, like they'd let me. Why am I having to pattern your friend before you pattern your friend, fam? I'm tired. I'm not
yeah,
even
but that's
defending
really
these
good having
boys.
that as a trait. I can't say that I was like that when I was younger.
Mm.
More time, I didn't get picked on, but I would if I wouldn't be the one to stand up, be like, don't do that. I'd be
Yeah.
like, calm.
Because
It's
kids
alright.
were
It's
mean
alright.
back then.
No, kids
They
have
were
no chill.
mean.
They
Fuck
really
them
don't.
kids. What the hell?
Honestly, fuck
Honestly,
them
for
For
kids.
me, I just find it confusing. I was just like, I hear the jokes, but you know when it's none of them made sense.
Mm.
So
They're
just
not
like,
hitting.
And you know
They're
when you
not
go back to
hitting.
your mum, you're like, they're videoing, like, oh, they're just jealous of you.
Yeah,
They're just jealous of you. It's
Yeah.
like, that's not gonna
It's
help.
like-
That's
I'm
not.
sorry,
Let
helping.
me go and say that. And let's see how it works
exactly.
As Africans, did your parents never just tell you to beat them up? Because I could never go to my mum with full chest and say, yeah, I'm getting bullied at school. Wallahi, she'd laugh at me. She'd laugh. She'd be like,
Really?
what is wrong with? What do
Speak
you mean
up,
you're
do
getting
something.
bullied?
No.
Not even speak up. Do something. They
No,
they
do you
bullied
know
you
so
first.
many people talk like my best friend, her dad will encourage her to be like, bro,
Fight.
Yeah.
fight. No, my mum would not. She would. I've never had a discussion with her. I can't remember her being like, go beat that girl up. But if I was to go to her now and I'm like, if I'm acting as if I fight people. I don't even fight people.
Listen, I don't
But
think
if
anyone-
were-
I
feel
don't
like
fight
I
you
were-
for-
Yeah, if I were to go to her and be like, bro, I'm so angry, like I feel like I want to slap this girl. I don't think she'll be like, no, you're not doing. I'll be like, do what you want to do, but if you get
That's your
beaten
life.
up, I'm not involved.
Innit?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
She knows
You're grown.
I can't defend myself. I was actually speaking about, like, I am not a fighter. Like,
I am so.
I'm all
honestly,
talk.
that's
It
it.
takes one
That's
punch
it.
and
And
I'm out.
I'm the type of person, I'll look at you as if you're crazy. I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'll
And
laugh.
If you look like you're
talk.
gonna start fighting me, I'll start diffusing the thing like, nah, hey, yo,
No.
boys,
Yeah,
why you
yeah,
fighting?
exactly.
You're actually
Wow,
fighting.
you
Wow.
actually wanna fight over
You're actually
this.
gonna
Yeah,
fight.
exactly.
Fighting
You
is
have
so
to make
ghetto.
them look
You wanna
reverse
put
psycho.
hands
You have
on
to
me,
make
that's
them
crazy.
look like they're moving
Oh my
mad.
god.
Do you know that
You're
I
actually
will
gonna pull
always-
up hands. Wow.
Yeah.
I will always say that I do think fighting is kind of ghetto though, because I'm just like, how did you're angry and now you want to actually put hands on someone?
No,
rather
I
than
think it
just talking?
depends. It
What?
depends. Imagine if someone's talking about your mum.
It's like a level of disrespect, I think. But regardless, the concept of I would, because that is what our generation do.
Yeah.
And what society. If I don't do it, I look like a dickhead. But if
Yeah.
the aspect of if I don't do it, I look like a dickhead was taken out of it. What am I? I'm going to fight you. You're going to get bruises. I'm going to get bruises.
There'll be a
We're
video
both
that you watch
We're
later.
both
Yeah,
hurt. What? I
yeah.
need to beat you into getting an apology out of you rather
I guess
than just.
no.
I see both
understand the
sides. I see
concept
both sides. I see
when
both
you're
sides.
angry, you feel like
You
I
want
need
to do
get out
something.
this anger,
Yeah.
like displace it onto something. But
Yeah.
not me.
Not
Anyways, not yeah, exactly. I'm not involved. I will not be fighting anybody. But I wanted to talk about before we get into it, but like any highlights or like of the past year, what you guys have been getting up to, how May has been for you, man.
Who wants to start?
Yeah,
May came and gone, you know.
Well, like,
Honestly, it came and it left.
it was very quick.
This year's been.
You're right. You know, when you say it like that, I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember it.
We're like 6 months into the year. Like we're like
Yeah.
halfway. Like,
thank God I want this. year
June
done with.
21st is coming and it's not coming at
do
the
you
same
feel
time.
like there's been a lot of growth? Like they say that if you put 6 months into something, you will see the outcomes sort of by 6 months. You see what I mean? So if you look back at January and how you are now, do you reckon? there's been some
Personally, yes.
Yeah.
Because I've like sort of, I did biochemistry. I
Okay.
delved into sort of something new, been working on it for a while. This one's been helping me a lot, Ray. I've been getting like sort of upping my skills and stuff. So I
Yeah.
feel like personally, I've been getting somewhere, not where I want to be yet. but
Yeah,
it's-
of course.
It's new, innit?
Yeah,
So I feel like I've done something.
that's
So
good.
I'm happy with where I am now.
Yeah, that's
personally.
good. Like you're content. You're like,
yeah, I'm content. And like, I
I
found
think like
something I
this
like.
year is like it's been like from January to now. It's kind of been like a transition, if that makes sense. It's like don't know what it's transitioning into, but there's
Yeah.
been a change.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
even if you think about where we all were in January, well, we were in lockdown.
Exactly.
I hope you lot were at home. Literally, we're chilling, doing absolutely nothing, and then we just decided, you know what, bun it. Let's just start a podcast, see where it goes.
Yeah.
And then like
Oh yeah.
for the first kind of, I guess like because we've known each other for quite a while, but not like that long in terms of like I guess
Wait,
Life.
do you guys have only known each other for a year?
2
Two
years.
2 years
Yeah.
now.
Sorry.
So like
Literally.
to some people that's not a long time, but if you think about the quality of the friendship, it is
Yeah.
quite a while.
And how
Yeah.
much we've done.
And how much you've done as
Yeah.
For
well.
sure.
It feels
And it's
been
like
a lot longer.
I think a lot of
Yeah,
people
it feels like way longer.
the way that you guys met is sort of like it could have been a thing where you guys just keep each other on socials,
Yeah,
kind of
we'll
keep,
see
but
you
you
here
guys
and
actually
there.
made effort to want to be
Yeah.
friends, and you know.
Because if we think
let it
about it,
grow
we
and
actually
stuff.
met loads of people that week.
Oh,
But we
yeah,
didn't
okay.
really like. We've got them on socials, obviously, but we don't really talk to them like that.
Yeah.
So I personally, at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, no offense to you guys, but I didn't think like
You didn't
meeting
think it would come out of
people
it.
at like a
Basically.
concert. Yeah, I didn't think anything would come out of it. I didn't think I'd be friends,
Honestly.
close friends with these people 2 years on at
Yeah.
all.
I'd be
Like-
doing a podcast with you, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
I
didn't
that's
believe
mad.
it.
Like, don't I?
It's crazy when I think about
And
it
what's
like
quite
that.
true is like what's quite interesting is we don't exactly know what we want to do in life yet, but we all kind of agreed that we wanted to do something creative.
Of
Because we
Yeah.
all looked at each other like the idea of just obviously there's nothing wrong with it, but idea of just okay graduating and you go get a graduate job and then you do something you don't really fuck with for a while.
Yeah.
It didn't really make sense, but at the same time we didn't know what to do about it. So it was like kind of interesting to be like, we should try and do this, see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it kind of threw us all to this kind of transition period where all of us are like trying new things.
Exactly.
doing
And
other
there's no
stuff,
pressure. Like
getting out
you
of
guys are
comfort
just
zone.
doing what you want to do and just enjoying it and letting it see where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And
What
there's
about
beauty
you?
in that in itself. Me.
Yeah.
So I'd say my May, like, so as a month, like I feel like my mental health has been so good. Like
That's
just
good.
going closer with
Period.
God, like just being more spiritually in being like just listening. You know when people like listen to your body, listen,
Yeah.
bro, I would be like, yeah, you're weird.
What do you
Like,
mean?
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? But
It's such a
actually
weird thing, but
taking
it makes sense.
exactly taking the time to be like, just like not putting my effort into things I don't enjoy.
Mm.
That one.
spending time with people who actually want to be with me, cutting people off, just
True,
doing
true.
everything like, and what's it? That was another thing. Yeah, I said God, and there was another thing that I was gonna say, but it's just realizing that like oh, this was it. I finished my exams. That was it.
Oh,
that was the big
woo.
thing. That was
That's a
I've
big
officially
relief. I've
finished school,
been there.
A levels. I've done, and
Finished.
when I tell you the weight that was on my head these
Yeah,
past
man.
few
It
stresses
years
you
into-
out.
Plus with Corona, man,
plus
I
of
don't know
co-
how you
the
lot
thing
do
is,
it.
the COVID thing, obviously people like lost families and whatever,
Mm.
but this period of my life has been the best. Like, it's been the worst and the best, but
Yeah.
it's given
No,
me
it
the
makes
time
sense.
to actually focus onto what I want to do,
Mm.
who I want to become, all of these. You know when like when you're at a point of like, so like just not talking, you're just still, you're just letting everything come, bro.
Like
I
calm.
realized so much about me, all of these sort of things. And then obviously like my biggest achievement this month was working with my first brand.
I
and that
saw
being-
that.
and that being
That was
Instagram.
that. Honestly, round of applause, guys.
Oh, you
round
love
of
to see
applause.
it. Yeah. But yeah, that being Instagram, and do you know what's so funny? It's like I didn't think. For those who don't know, I work with Instagram on like a
Pick yourself up, pick
campaign.
yourself up.
Yeah,
Pick it
do,
up,
do you
innit?
know
Gas
what's
it,
so
gas it.
weird?
Pick yourself up,
That's
it.
what it like. I cannot. When I was telling people about it, it's like, yeah, I just kind of work with Instagram, and yeah, I met a couple creative people, and that was
Yeah,
it.
it was just
You
a
know,
thing.
bigging yourself up is so
It's
cringe to
weird,
me,
yeah.
and I
It's
feel
It's
like,
hard.
feels
It's
very
hard.
much
I
like-
can't
but
lie.
in the US, these man will
They'll be
say,
like,
say,
period.
and-
I worked with Instagram,
yeah,
baby.
Exactly, and I feel like it is the sort of culture here where it is like
we
you
were
kinda-
saying this. We were saying it's a UK thing to not gas yourself.
But
to
you know what
be
it is?
You
I
just
sort
look
of
like
quote
you're
unquote
begging,
embarrassed.
begging, you're
Yeah.
like doing
Whereas
the
Americans
best.
don't
I
care.
know.
All the time.
But I
It's
understand
kinda
it though, because
No, I
it's
get
like,
it. It's
people,
hard.
but the few I've seen that legit big themselves up,
Mm.
there will always be that negative Nancy that's like,
You're doing
yeah,
too
but-
much.
basically,
You're
say
doing
you
too
worked with
much, that
Instagram,
one.
that is a big deal. Someone will
Yeah.
be like, yeah, but like, it wasn't Twitter though. Instagram is fake, blah blah
There's
blah.
no
Like, they'll
signs.
just
yeah,
downplay it,
yeah.
and then it'll make you like not want to. I've seen a lot of people be like, I'm not gonna post my achievements anymore because you lot are just gonna.
That is very true,
ruin
and
it.
I feel like it is a thing where I didn't get that. Luckily, I think everyone that was. I
Period.
got people who didn't want to interact and kind of saw it and didn't say anything, which is
Yeah.
fine. I don't care.
Was
I
it
think-
anyone
It is
close
what it
to you?
is.
No, but I didn't tell many people at first. So I
Okay.
I found out, and then I told my brother,
Mm.
and then I told another friend of mine, and then I told my closest friends, and then that was it. And then I literally just
That's-
posted it on the day it happened, and I went to like we weren't even meant to talk about it. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Fair enough.
It was bro. I'm not. It was very classified. I was there telling my friends, very bad. But
I can't lie, I do the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be like, guys,
but-
don't tell anybody what you know.
yeah, exactly. But it was a thing where it's like I wanted them to be involved. Like these are my team. Like
Yeah.
they've been with me the moment I put into the GC, like, guys, I think I'm gonna take this presenting thing seriously. These people are the same ones who are motivating me, telling me, you know,
You got this.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so seeing that, and then seeing people in my city kind of interacting, telling there were some people that were kind of acting like they were they were like, oh, I've been seeing you for a while, you know, I've got you, bro, shut up, like shut up.
I ain't seen you
You see what I
post
mean?
once.
It's
Yeah, I
audacity
haven't
really
to
posted
seen
me
you
ever.
support me once. I've not seen you interact once, which is fine. This is what I'm saying. You don't have to.
Yeah, but
Like,
then
Yeah.
don't act like.
But
you
it's like
were.
you're
Yeah.
not. They
Yeah.
are like you're not part
That's
of the
what's
team.
weird
But
about
it's
it.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. No beef. Just don't.
Yeah,
move
exactly.
like
There's
you've
no
known
But
beef,
then
me.
but
some
don't be
people will
weird.
see it as a beef thing. Do you see what I mean? Some people, oh, she's moving. I've had how's your little pod thing going? How's your little pod thing going?
We've got
I've
that.
had that.
I had it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
I
had
had
that,
it
we've
like
had
2
that.
days ago.
Yeah.
But people don't call it a pod; they call it a radio thing. And I was like,
Okay, get
okay.
it right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
if you're gonna
I
come
say
and
it's
try and
fine.
violate, get it right. Like what the fuck?
But it was no. I just say it's fine because I'm not gonna correct it. You call it a radio. I'm not gonna go out my way to be like it's a pod. They'll be like,
Yeah.
all right, well, you did
Yeah.
your research, so it's
no,
fine.
that's not me.
I
If
feel like
you-
there's ways people can go about it as well. It's like sometimes you can tell if they're asking just because they genuinely want to know, and sometimes
yeah.
they're just asking because they see you just doing big things.
Yeah.
Like you do something big and they're like, "Oh, hey, your pod's really
Yeah,
nice
exactly.
still."
Trying-
Yeah,
I've had,
that's when it's weird. to
When I
me.
did the Insta thing, I've had people wanting to kind of work with me,
Mm.
and they expect something back. Like they expect that they're gonna get some sort of engagement. Bro, I have nothing to offer you.
Nothing.
Like you think this was how fake? So I'm just posting something that I've achieved, which is
Right.
for me and for the people on my and for me to kind of be like, yeah, we're doing things.
and it's to add to your
But
milestone.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but it's not going to do anything for you. Like
Yeah.
you're thinking you're going to come to me and you're going to get some sort of engagement, or you're going to get
But
some
nah.
big people. Bro,
It's for me.
is
But
it?
then-
You're not going to get anything.
Do you know what you have to remember though? That will differentiate those between those who like work hard towards something and then
Mm.
people who think by jumping off the back of others, that's gonna help them blow. But what always happens with that is it ain't gonna work.
No, for sure. I think there's a difference between like this, for example. I know that if your listeners are going to listen to mine, my listeners are going to listen to yours.
Yeah.
It's an exchange. You see, it's a collaboration. Whereas if I'm going to some big Instagram influencer thinking that everyone who is going to follow them is going to engage with me, is bullcrap. That's not how it works.
Doesn't work like that.
That's why that's why it's like you have to have a passion for it. Just because you have a passion for it, and whoever's gonna be there, they're gonna be there. Do you see what I mean? And whoever leaves, they weren't meant to be there at the start.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
true.
gonna. Do you see what I mean? Like,
I always say, guys, it's a small business. Literally, it's a small business. Treat it like a small business,
yeah.
and in time it will grow.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this community is not big. Like,
It
if
is
people hear you're kind of like, what's it, leeching off people, bro?
It gets around.
It gets
That's what I
around
worry
for
about.
sure.
always
yeah.
We've been in this for like what, just a couple
Few
months
months,
now,
yeah.
and we've already heard things.
Yeah, it's a
And
mad
it's
thing.
just, it's true.
That's why I have friends who are like, kind of be careful with who you work with.
100%.
Like, they could have probably been like, oh, be careful about the girls that you're going to meet on Saturday. But it's like, one, if things happen, it happens. You get it? Like, if it
That's true,
happens,
you live and you learn.
No,
You
but
live and
you
you
have
learn.
you kind of like, yeah, exactly. I didn't have any doubts. I thought, I didn't have any doubts.
Oh,
But
that's
that-
good.
No, for
That's
sure.
good.
No. And especially your girls. Does it make
No,
sense? I
you're right.
definitely have doubts when I'm collabing with, when I've approached boys and then
Yeah.
when I've approached girls. Because,
No, I
could-
completely
Men
get it.
are the way
Yeah.
that they are.
yeah, they will be how they want to be, and they will take it the wrong way.
Can be
sometimes.
weird motives.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
That's the weird motives. That's
Yeah.
the thing. That's the thing. But when all the random that I have worked, they've been my friends, so it's never been a doubt.
I
But
love that.
yeah, so that's my mental health, growing closer to God, and then Instagram. That, and obviously
Period.
just seeing how that's gonna maybe develop, or if it stays the same or whatever. It's just taking every day as
What
it
was
comes.
like the biggest thing you took away from that day?
The one thing I can't model. That's one big thing, bro.
You're literally glowing right now.
Literally.
I was
No,
literally looking
yeah,
at your
do you know
face.
what's so funny? Like, we could take an Instagram recent here, and I can. You're standing here, you're holding the phone like this. I can tell you, and then I'll get a picture of myself that I like.
Yeah.
But when you've got a photographer who knows what they're doing, and they're taking the pictures, and they're telling you what to do. Yeah, it does not
yeah.
run.
I
I
looked
looked
at
at
this stiff, everything's awkward.
Yeah.
marvelous, and I
Yeah,
looked
I
at those
couldn't do
photos. There were
that.
some photos that I walked away knowing that I liked. Tell me why they didn't pick them.
Ah.
They picked the ones that they wanted, which is
So
fine.
your creative eye and their creative eye.
And they wanted,
wasn't
they had
together.
a certain look that they wanted for the campaign. That was not my look.
That's not. Yeah.
So I'm emailing the manager being like, bro,
You
change
mind
it.
sending the
Just
others
give
or
me this
something?
photo. She said, no, sorry, we're working with 21 I was like, yeah. I couldn't move mad. Obviously, they used their
Yeah.
judgment and it was fine, but
yeah.
It's
it didn't
slightly like, oh.
It
yeah, I was
burns,
like,
it
oh,
burns.
come on. And it was like, that's one thing I learned on a jokes thing. But what I did, what did I take away from that? It's not, I necessarily take anything from it, because it's like, I learned that, like, if you just apply for things and if you actually just try for things, you can get it. Like, I literally made that reel in 3 a.m. I did it because it was like, oh, I need to like make my Instagram more creative. Like, I didn't think it was gonna bust, and then it did. And just bro, the only thing I'd say, like, I prayed so much before that. I was praying about my podcast and praying about where, like, God give me guidance to what I actually need to. Is the presenting thing for me? If it
Yeah.
isn't, you never know. I could wake up tomorrow and I feel like I don't have a passion for it. Which, if that's how
Yeah,
it
if
is,
it's
that's
not
how
there,
it is.
yeah.
But then I got it and I was like, yeah, you see God's, yeah, he bust
He
me with
got
this
you.
one. So that it was just more of like, bro, just put your trust in God and he'll actually just bust it for you if it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And then, it's just, I learned how to edit. I met Henry, which was pretty cool.
She's
you know,
so
like,
lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was really
She is,
nice. We
genuinely.
didn't actually get to speak to her as much as we could have because of COVID. Like, it was very time limited.
Yeah, how do
Yeah.
they do it with like? restrictions
So
now?
we went on the day and then we got like COVID tests and then we kind of had to stay separate. Not obviously, like, it wasn't, people kind of mingled anyways, but because it was with Instagram, they definitely have to.
Yeah,
'Cause,
'Cause
like,
have
there
an
were-
image.
Exactly,
of,
like
yeah.
there were certain photos that or videos I couldn't post because I'm like
You were
next
too
to the guy
close,
and we were
yeah.
too close, and obviously
Yeah.
so that was that. And then we did the photos, we did a couple videos, we got interviewed. Like, I don't know if there was like a little video of like your biggest tips for reels, and we did that.
Okay.
And then and then I spoke to the manager, and we were just talking about where I want to go forward. Like, she was talking to me about like certain opportunities she could give me, and that was the good thing. It was like taking away something, networking.
well.
But it wasn't really networking in the sense, because when I use that word, I think I use it too loosely. Like, here I could talk, we're networking. Like, we kind of collaborate, but it's not
classified
like,
as it, but it's like,
but it's not. I don't see it as like
I get what you
me
mean.
exchanging
You
my
see it as
number,
just
and
convo.
we're gonna have a meeting. No, it wasn't like that. It was just like, oh, I could bus you, like, just keep in contact, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then I didn't put too much. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we move. But it was just working with a brand and having like I was having emails upon emails about certain things, signing contracts, that sort of thing, bro. If you're a manager, get out of me,
Props
because
to
I
you.
can't do that.
It's
Bro,
long,
I
it's
couldn't
long.
do, and I was in the middle of exams. I was doing
because
that.
you've got to negotiate everything yourself. You've got to read it all.
That's what I always think. So
And
like,
if you're new
I
to
did
it,
not read the, bro. I'm telling you, I did not read the
Girl, you
thing.
got to read the fine print. Literally,
I
you manage
to this
yourself. You
day,
need to read the fine print.
this
I
is
was
why you
literally-
need a manager, innit?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
they
long.
can do it. But then I'm always, I feel like I would want one, but maybe not now. Like, there's nothing going for me now that I need one really specifically. Does that make sense? But
Yeah.
for finding people to interview, or like finding people that would be great, and stuff like this, campaigns and whatnot. But I was literally in the middle of exams, signing contracts, reading contracts, sending it to my dad to look. Can't tell anyone anyway, so it's all building up in my head, and it's like, it was a bit stressful, but it was like, oh, I know that like it's gonna be great once it finishes and whatnot. But enough about me and into the actual conversation, because so obviously whilst like things might be great for us, that's not the reality, because people are suffering, and as of recent, like the tragic, and I don't even want to use the word tragic, because it's like I can't even just describe what's
Stuff
going on. But
yeah.
obviously the death of the 14-year-old Dejon Reed, who was stabbed to death and racially abused by 4 middle-aged men in Birmingham. And it's like a thing where I want to tread lightly when talking about it, because this is not something we can just, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
What do you, because it's like,
It's not a debate in that
it's
one.
not, there's not a
Type
debate
of-
on it,
yeah.
and it's not something that we can, I feel like there's nothing to talk about other than the fact that if you're still here sitting and saying that the UK isn't racist, bro, you need to check yourself.
Fix up.
You wreck yourself,
I just don't understand how people could ever have that mindset, especially after how many black people were brutalized during the BLM marches. Like,
I'm not surprised.
in white dominated areas, there were literally videos of these 2 black men running away from an entire crowd of
A mob of white people.
And people saw that and just said, yeah, but we're not racist. So it takes tragic incidents like this to make them think.
Yeah. I was not surprised, and it made me realize 2 things. One, we're in the end times. We're actually
100%.
in the end times,
I agree.
and the rapture's coming, and we just need to pray. And we
It's
actually,
scary.
that's like not even on joking. Like, we're actually, bro, stuff is happening, and we're not even.
Guys.
Yeah, like literally. But and then 2, we live in a society where civilians can just get away with it, and us talking about it right now is doing something. Do you see what I mean? Us
I
talking
agree.
like we're doing our part, and we're talking about it, and we're having the conversations that need to be had. But the people who are there, who are up the media, the corporation, the big, who are not even talking about it, or not
It's
shedding
crazy.
as much light, or even showing the photos of the freaking people who actually killed this boy.
I haven't seen photos of them. I've
No.
never seen him.
I couldn't
Of
tell you
course.
what they look like. I just know that they were in their 30s.
That
That's it.
could,
Yeah,
bro,
that's it, that's
could
it.
be a
Yeah.
person walking right by you. Do you
And
know
you
how many
wouldn't
white
know.
people, that middle-aged white people that could?
I saw news about him. Like,
You know,
all
I
over my
saw-
TL,
No.
weirdly
I
enough.
saw
I
more
saw
of
on
on
the
social
Daily
media,
Mail,
but not
and the
the
pictures they
news
use of the black boy were clearly specifically picked. Like, it's, you know how white people think of black people.
Yeah.
And it was him, like, in a cap, dressed a
Yeah.
certain stereotypical way.
Yeah.
Why would
definitely.
you use the
then
photos?
when
You know
you-
what you're aiming for
But when
here.
it's white kids who've literally murdered people and done
Smiling.
It'll be their school
It's their
picture
school
smiling.
pictures,
Yeah.
as if black kids don't have school pictures.
As
as
Thank
if
in,
you,
you know what I
thank
mean?
you, thank you.
You want
And-
to demonize them even in their death.
And you see stuff like that, and it's like so obvious how differently
Wait,
different.
let's check that the
Oh,
it's
yeah,
still
sure.
recording.
they see how obviously different they treat them, and they still like to pretend that there's nothing, which is so
Yeah, or that.
insane.
Do you
to
know
me.
there's people who will say that there is something, but that it's not them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's racism, but it's not me. Like, you know, the typical I got black friends, that sort of shit.
If I hear that sentence, first of all, you're
One more
racist.
time.
Yeah,
I don't wanna hear
it's just ridiculous, and it's
Oh,
like
I don't see color ever. I don't care if you're black, blue, purple. Huh?
You should though. I'm
Bro,
black
well,
and
you
you're
should.
white.
Purple.
I see colour.
yeah, I'm black
I
and
mean?
you are white.
I don't see.
And there's nothing wrong with
No,
that. I'm
exactly.
proud to be black. You
No,
can say it.
And there was someone on TL who I saw, because obviously there was that really horrific, emotional video of the mum crying,
Yeah.
and you know,
I
bro, I
haven't even
watched.
seen that.
I
yet, but-
can't. When people say that they cry when they watch videos, I can't do that because I've gotten so numb to
No,
seeing
desensitized.
black
it
people
gets so
being
normalized.
parents just cry and traumatized because they've lost their children. It's like, first of all, the person said, and I totally agree, can we stop capitalizing off people's trauma?
I saw
Yeah,
that.
Can we stop why a day after that she's
It's not
lost her
fair.
child and you're getting a video and you're like, yeah, tell us how you
always
feel.
do
What?
that, but they always do that with
What?
black mums. Because I can't lie to you, when there's white kids that get murdered, it's still sad, but no one is outside their door waiting for the mum to
No,
cry on camera.
no, it's just another
Political
media
statement.
opportunity, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, how sad is it, black families, you know, yeah, another, and like Jimmy, you know, the boy who
Yeah.
tragically died. Why are we filming the parents after they've lost their?
They did it with
I don't
Richard's mum as well.
understand. I don't.
Yeah,
I
so
get there's an
slow.
element of you wanting to feel sorry and you wanting to, because obviously you walk away from that being like, rah, okay, yeah, thank you, like, thank God I'm still on this earth and, you know, I'm still here to, you know, live my life and whatever. But it's like, there's ways you can do it without having to capitalize off people's trauma.
Do you
And I
know-
feel
Yeah,
like
Do you
and
know what
black
I think
people's
it is?
trauma
I think-
specifically.
I think they only humanize us when we're like that. I think it's like, because like it's always like you said, it's always like black mothers and stuff like that. And I think that's the only way white people see us as human enough. Oh,
Otherwise, they
we
don't.
No,
take
you're
ourselves
right.
too.
Weirdly
Yeah,
enough,
you know what
I mean?
disagree.
Oh, is it?
I have always thought that black trauma porn and stuff like that only work to further desensitize white people from our pain. Because if you're watching these movies about slavery and you're seeing the brutalities and stuff like that, to begin with, and this is kind of, I don't think, because remember, they don't for years they didn't see us as human to begin with. They saw us as animals.
Yeah.
So even now, we're in a more modern world. If they're just seeing a black person crying, another video of a black person, after Black Lives Matter, all of the horrific videos of black people being shot and killed, I
It's
don't
like,
think
again-
it evokes the same emotion
Yeah,
in them
yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel
But
like
I see
they
both
do it
sides.
on purpose.
Yeah.
It's true, and we're living examples that we can see that, and we're like, rah. We take a moment, and we're like,
Which
rah.
is sad.
But if we saw a white, we'd be like, oh, what happened here? What?
Yeah.
What? You know? Oh, that's not like things like that. We kind of speculate a lot more. Whereas here, we've become so immune to it being like, rah, another black man being killed.
You
What are
already
we
know what
gonna do?
happened.
You know
the
what
story's
happened.
already there.
The story's there, and you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go find the parents, get a video, get somebody crying, and then
that's
start
it.
it all over again.
But then it's like, you deep like the power that we actually have do you know how much my TL has been filled with photos of this guy, and it's like we're getting better at doing that, but yet again we're not at the same
It's like
time.
we're doing a bit more, but it's like not enough. But at the same time, for this to get the impact it needs the support of white people, because obviously
Thank you.
it
It needs the big corporations who are going to shed light. But then it's like, okay, let's say in the future they do take the opportunity and they do kind of shed. Are they going to twist it in a way that kind
Yeah,
of
that's the
favors them?
thing.
That's it. Then
I
do we want their support in the first place, or do we want them to shed light on it?
I would prefer white people to just amplify voices of black people rather than take the stage themselves
and
be
try
like,
to like
only
narrate
provide
it.
spaces so that
provide
they
the
can-
space for
yeah,
black people.
yeah.
Be the person who you're famous, you're well known. Push that voice.
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
creates less space for like vagueness. It's more straightforward.
For
my
sure, for
opinion.
sure.
Because it's better to do that than to just be like, you talk about it but in such a vague way. It's like you were better off just saying nothing.
Saying nothing, yeah.
I
exactly.
absolutely hate it when they do that because it's obviously it's for show. It's like I care about these matters, but you don't.
Yeah,
You're doing
exactly.
it for views, really and
Stay quiet,
truly. You don't care about it.
Or like the kind of the like satirical, like kind of the way they write things, like for example the Jimmy example, bro, white boy been something. It was like when they were describing the white people, they named him as a hero, right?
Yeah.
But when it was Jimmy, it was a hero in quotations, because it was
Yeah, I
like this is
saw
what they're
that.
calling them. We don't think that,
We didn't
but
think
this
so,
is
but this is what they call them.
bro,
This is
I
what they be
thought-
saying.
yeah, this is what they be saying. I was like, what? Like, what are you
You
doing?
literally
Like,
saved the person's life.
Do you know what
Thank
sucks
you.
as well? It's like the thing that they want us to do, because I'm not gonna lie, one thing I've realized, black people are a lot more empathetic, and you can even tell they're more empathetic by the fact that there hasn't been a racial uprising going against white people for everything they've done this entire time. It's because we're not gonna go out and brutalize white people for something that happened such a long time ago.
I feel, yeah, I agree with you slightly, but again, you need to, I think that it would be more amplified if we're living in the US, and also
Yeah.
it can be like, let's say I personally know if my family was, let's say hypothetically, I knew that my family were involved severely in the slave trade, right? And I was sitting in a room full of white people, I can still kind of show prejudice and be rude or whatever to the white people in the room, but that doesn't make it just okay if we have a racial uprising. I still kind of
I'm saying
equate
a
it
racial
the same.
uprising is always wrong in any
Yeah.
sense of it, because we can't. The entire holding people accountable for things that they didn't necessarily do. But that's what I mean about they're able to put down black people even when we do something good, like Jimmy.
Yeah.
Say heroes in quotation, because it's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like they want us to stop being heroes. They want us to stop making
they want to
ourselves
kind
look
of
good,
it's like a thing like, but remember, black people are bad. Remember that. Yeah, remember they came.
The majority of them are bad. It's just this guy. He's
Exactly.
And then trust me, the next thing that they're going to show is, knife crimes amongst black children. It's sickening.
I feel like I could be coming from a very naive, I don't know if that's the word I can use, but very she doesn't know what's going on sort of view. But in my city, knife crime is not a major thing as it is in comparison to London. Definitely not. So when I would be reading stories about it when I was younger, when it back in a couple of years ago when it was really high, when it was on the papers literally every single day, I would be, but that's London. I wouldn't. It's very hard to feel empathetic.
There's no connection
when that when I say it's really hard to feel empathetic when there's no connection is a thing where it kind of links to the sort of sowing support when you're on social media and stuff. For example, the whole Palestine situation, right? The not conflict, but what's going on in Palestine, the genocide. The genocide. Literally, right? So it was when it was initially starting. It's been happening for years, but when it's been up in the media now, it was very hard to empathy is not the right word, but it was very hard to understand because I have no connection. Does that make sense? Whereas when it was the BLM stuff, obviously I'm going to be more passionate. But I don't want it to say as if I'm not passionate with the whole Palestine. Does that make sense? When I would take my time to educate so that I can feel the passion more. Be like, rah, so this happens. What 10 years ago this
every
happened.
day.
So I'll be learning, and then now I'm more passionate than ever about the situation. So this went. Did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's such a better approach in my opinion than either going into it completely
and just going
ill-informed or going off of what other people are saying. Because one thing that everyone forgets, this has been happening for such a long time. There's such a long, rich history behind this entire. It's not a conflict. The
genocide.
The ethnic cleansing. But a lot of people were expecting their faves or other people speak on it. How do you want people who don't know about it to speak on it? I'm supposed to listen to what you're saying and go down. No, let them do research. Tell them to do their research on it. Force them to learn about it before speaking on it, because then that's why we get statements like Rihanna's who calls it a war and stuff like that.
Hold that thought.
Can I write off of that real quick? I don't think I agree. I don't think you should ever expect your favorite creator to speak up, not because they shouldn't, but because you shouldn't really expect things of people you don't know and then be upset when they don't speak up. But also I feel like there's a lot of people using the excuse that it is a rich, there's a lot of history behind it. I feel like people use that as excuse as a way to completely not talk about it. They'll be I feel like they can amplify someone's voice. Obviously look into it as well. But I feel like people use it as an excuse to just
not say anything
be
at all.
Completely off of it. And that's what
I wanted to ask you. This was the main topic I wanted to ask you guys. Should influencers be forced to talk about certain issues if they do not feel
comfortable?
Comfortable is not
educated.
There are lots of things that I don't find comfortable, but bro, I need to speak about it, right? Whether that be race, whether that be the genocide that's going on, whether that be any abortion. I'm not comfortable, but I know that it's something you need. Sexual assault, I know I have to speak about it. So should influencers be forced? And I use force because, bro, people do
about it.
Why aren't you speaking about this?
Thank you. So are we in a sort of place to do that? Do you reckon?
I think the way I see it, it's there's not one way to look at it, because on one side it's influencers they're technically not their job title. What they do is they influence, but
a lie.
They
You know
tend
them
to
ones when they
be-
want to claim the title, when they want to get PLT stuff,
Yeah.
and they want to get, oh yeah, I'm
Other
an
than
influencer,
that-
so send me the thing. But when it's time for you to
I don't
actually
have
do
an
the
effect.
influencing,
But I think that's
I
where the
don't have an
problem lies,
effect.
because it's like
You do though.
Oh.
the word is like it's a
Oh.
bit. The word influencer technically means influencer, but the way we kind of use it today is like the kind of person who
Instagram.
you know
Instagram model.
promotes say
Mm.
shoe and bag, beauty creator, all that kind of
Mm.
stuff. Like it's a term that was kind of created and then given to them in a way. That's
Yeah.
why I kind of see that side where it's like I'm here to just show you shoe and bag. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not all of that. And they,
Yeah.
but then there are some who are like, if they are, I think if they're the kind of person who naturally, that's kind of what they do. They don't brand themselves as an activist, but they are the kind of person who, when there's an issue, they talk about it.
Yeah, yeah,
If you say, for example, you support somebody who is that kind of person,
yeah.
and they tend to, you know, when something happens, they speak about it,
Yeah.
and then one time they don't. I wouldn't say force, but I
Yeah.
would understand if people are like,
What's
you talk
up?
about everything. What's
Mm.
going on here?
It's a bit. It takes Easy Mills, for example. She's a
Mm.
bit of a different actor because she kind of gives her opinion more to, you know,
Yeah.
it's more
Yeah.
cultural, more
Commentary.
pop culture sort
Yeah.
of thing. So, but if it was a thing, if she didn't talk about the whole Palestine issue, in me, I would not. There's no. It's weird because I feel more passionate about it when it's my friends who do not say anything than it is about some
Yeah.
influencer
Yep,
that I
Because
do not know.
That's I'm checking your morals now, like, bro.
Because
You're
bro,
my
I'm
friend, but
associating
you're-
myself with you, and you're
Yeah.
not thinking that you can post. And it's like people think that it's like, what's a post gonna? Do you know how many times I've heard, what is a post gonna do?
I've learned so much from
Thank
people's
you.
posts.
Thank you.
Aside
And it's
from just
people-
learning so much, Israel is the kind of country that relies heavily
On
on,
looking
the
good.
way that they look. So they are known
Mhm.
as the liberal democracy inside the Arab world, inside the Middle East.
Mm.
When we're taking that away from them, now look at guys.
They use
They're
models.
kicking Netanyahu out of power now.
Yeah.
The president of Israel.
Mm.
He's being kicked out of power because Israel looks so bad to the rest of the world right now.
Mm.
Of course.
How did that happen? Through
Big-
social
through
media.
social
through
media,
every-
exactly.
through
People
everyone
really
giving
think it
Palestinians a
doesn't
voice.
have an effect, and that's so crazy to me. Which, back to the influencer point, when influencers genuinely think they don't have an effect, like say someone huge, literally they could post one thing. Imagine the reach. Imagine how many people read about it. They tell their friends. Like, you'll definitely at least get
I feel
one
it comes-
person.
It comes with the intent. It's like a thing where
oh, 100%.
if you posts matter, right? Posts do work only to people who actually engage with posts. And if you see if you see a dead child on your it was that I'm sure you saw so many dead Palestinian children, right? If you see a post like that, that's mad. Swipe, then you see Digga D, Maya Mills, double tap, repost
Post
that
it on the story.
Bro, do you know how tapped you are? Do you know how tapped you are?
When you say it like that, it's
Yeah.
very mad.
Bro, that's
It's
what
true.
people are doing, and I appreciate. It's a thing where like I was like, I can't even say I was like that because it's not a thing where I can't say that I can do that. Like I
Yeah.
can't sit here and comfortably be like, oh, I can understand where you're coming from to people.
You don't.
But I don't. Like, how can you? I really, bro, I'm getting so vexed because
No,
you know
but-
there's so many people that are like that. So
Also,
many.
I personally, I don't know if you guys will agree, I feel like everyone has an obligation to speak on things. I feel like everyone should educate themselves on important topics as much as you can, as far as you can. Everyone. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter who the hell you are.
And it's like
So
it's sort of
to
like
me,
a-
when people try to distance themselves from things, I just find it so...
Yeah, it's
there's
a
a lot
bit-
of privilege
It's a
coming
bit of
from
a
that.
cop out.
we
And
are
I don't like
so
that.
privileged to
Yeah.
be able to, bro. I have a phone where I can research and choose which side of the story that I want to go with
Exactly.
Yeah.
about the whole Palestine thing, right? I can choose whether I read the Palestine, but I have that.
There are
I
so
have that
many
privilege.
resources
these
for
guys
you,
live in
and
it,
you're
they don't
acting
get a
like
choice.
it's
There are
impossible.
people don't have a choice. Some people are just stupid and just are like, no, don't want to read about, bro. Yeah.
But men will post about football 24/7.
Thank you. When it was the whole football league thing,
That thing.
you had Vim for
The
that.
fact that I
These
now
guys are
understand what it
crying on the
is.
streets,
Thank
guys.
you.
They
The
were ready to
same
do
men
it.
went
have
in
not
the
talked about anything
stadiums.
else.
And they were in the stadiums and caused the havoc.
They were ready to do
On
up
That's
These
right.
man
riots.
have Vim for that, but when it comes to
Important
dying.
issues.
actual important children dying, children are dying, people are dying
They're not
unjustly.
it comes back to the desensitizing thing. People really aren't deeping what's going on.
Yeah.
Like you're not deeping that. Like you see this
It's
sometimes like
easier to
every
just
day.
be
You're like, oh,
desensitized and
again,
not do
again,
it.
again. But it's so insane what's going on.
One thing
And-
I will say though is a lot of Free Palestine protesters because you guys, I've been involved with Free Palestine literally since I was about 14.
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna
Because my sister, my family were very political, and they used to take me to marches. My sister used to take me to marches when I was in like year 10, year 9. It's always been called Free Palestine. When did it turn into Palestinian Lives Matter? Can we discuss that? What was you guys' obsession with Black Lives Matter recently? And you know what? It's all.
But
of,
you
like,
were there for BLM.
It's all of like the British ones that I was seeing, because I was seeing some people that I knew as well being like reposting. You know, those posts that were like, "Oh, where's all that vim you guys had for BLM? Where is that for Free Palestine?" How dare you say that when Black Lives Matter is Palestinian Lives Matter? The first person to ever be put in prison in an Israeli prison was an Afro-Palestinian. Afro-Palestinians are still brutalized in Palestine. Come on,
You know,
they're the ones that Israel are more harsh to.
These things intersect.
I didn't realize that there were you know, when you think of Palestine, you think of your
Arabs.
olive skin people, but there are Black Palestinians.
Yeah.
There are Christian Palestinians. It's the most diverse city or country that you can actually think of.
They tried to make it into like a religion war so
Thank
badly,
you.
and that
It
doesn't
fits
work
the
because you
narrative.
guys are murdering.
And Israel's crimes are not just against Palestinians as well.
Mhm.
They Black Jewish people in Israel, Ethiopian Jewish people in Israel.
Mm.
Also, that they're sterilizing women. Like
They're Black Jews.
Black
when
Jews,
I see
they-
Ethiopian Jews supporting
Israelis,
Israel,
Ethiopian
embarrassing.
Israelis.
like
They
even
don't like
not
you.
just Eritreans as well.
Right.
They don't
They
claim you.
right.
Right.
I don't understand what we're doing
Wallahi,
here.
the way that they were riding for them on TikTok was actually bizarre. Like they
Embarrassing.
were making fun of like the hijab and Muslims
Yeah,
and
there's
stuff like
a
this,
whole
and I'm like,
trend.
so you guys also the entire concept of they'll turn around and be like, why you must be anti-Semitic because you're against one of the only like fully Jewish states in the world. That is literally ethno-nationalism, which is racism, which is rooted in racism, because countries are supposed to be diverse. Countries are supposed to have people of different religions in them.
Exactly.
For you to push for this one, as if Ethiopian Jews don't exist and stuff like that. Like
It's
very
and
weird.
it was. I feel like a lot of Black people. I think even Black people now, that's why they feel as if they cannot connect or they can't. It's not my people. Like I might post a couple two posts to show that I'm kind of for them, but not really for them. But it's really not my people. I don't really understand. I don't understand the history. Don't really care to understand the history. But when it comes to Black Lives Matter, we are the first, and it should be. It should be. We are the first. But you need to have the same
and still.
Yeah. But it was
We just
really.
need to do our research more as well, because it was like we just give in to the sounds of everybody else around you. Just do your own research, and I promise you will be on our side.
So
That's
then,
the thing.
what do you think about influencers who use that? I don't even want to say excuse, because sometimes it actually is a thing that they say, I wanted to go away and kind of learn about it for my own opinion, and then come and say.
But then they do that and they never come back.
So
Yeah.
oh God.
Very
Sometimes.
interesting thing about forming your own opinion though, and saying, "Oh, I want to go away and form my own opinion." I feel like that's good, but then sometimes by forming their own opinion, what everyone forgets is like boycotting Israel publicly as an influencer fucks up your brand.
Yeah.
In so many
Bella
what
Hadid.
sense of the
Hadid.
word.
Bella, I swear she
Bella
lost like
Hadid.
2 million followers or
They
something.
could
She-
like,
Followers,
guys,
she
she
lost
lost
brand deals.
She lost brand deals.
A
Deals,
whole guy
deals.
got an advert against her, Gigi, and
in the
Dua
New York
Lipa
Times.
on the
Did
New
Dua
York
Lipa
Times.
speak up again? Speak up as well? I don't know.
I don't
No,
I
she-
don't even know,
but
but I
yeah,
know that
it's
the
because
ad was her
she-
included as well in the ad.
She's going out
Oh.
with
Anwar
Anwar
Hadid.
Hadid. They're
Hadid.
Palestinian.
Ah.
So obviously,
their
I mean,
dad was literally a Palestinian.
yeah, he's literally a
prince.
refugee who got moved out of Palestine.
Yeah. So
And they're
I
huge.
I literally have that written down. So it's like, can you kind of understand why they might? Well, they weren't reluctant because they were there. They were showing support.
Money
They
is not worth
I agree.
giving up like your own your own morals.
Yeah.
You're going to actually put this check, knowing what kind of impact your words could have, because that's what we always
Yeah.
forget. I have if I have 1 million followers and I know that my like engagement is really good, I am doing myself a disservice by not
Not using
posting
it.
about
But
it.
I think
Exactly.
at the same time, though, it's kind of easier for us to say that not in their shoes. If that makes sense, because I guess not like on their side. The thing is, my whole livelihood goes away, and that means it'll be a sudden change from whatever they were doing to whatever they were doing before. So I'm not saying like I'm on their side or anything, but it's like from that point of view, I can see why they wouldn't be so hasty to do anything.
Okay,
I don't know,
and
I think they
burn-
have-
burn
I
the
think
hate
they
that you
have-
get
yeah.
them.
I feel like
Wallahi,
they have
burn the
enough
hate that
money
you
to
get.
live off of. That's
They
how I think
do.
of it.
It's
Yeah.
a case of
That I
greed.
think for the Hadid,
That's
then
how I
yeah,
think of
but
it.
I think it's like if it's an
Yeah.
influencer who has 100k, and
Especially-
this is
Yeah,
how they
it
make
won't-
their
yeah, it won't
income.
be- it won't the
especially
same.
how futile and how social media kind of just rocks
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
day.
Use your Instagram account. That's it.
Yeah,
You
your piece
and
gone.
Yeah.
I've been seeing like people's like there have been like these bots that have come and like they will report accounts and like
Oh yeah.
and me even like I I've been getting these bots messaging me, sending me Israeli propaganda, like as in like saying because I've posted stuff on my Instagram story, like information
Even
about
mine,
Palestine.
okay.
They're like, oh, you're supporting this and this and this, and
supporting
you're
Hamas,
you're supporting
Yeah.
Hamas, and they
Bro,
send me
even my
videos
Instagram
and
stories.
Instagram posts
Yeah.
and random things, and I keep getting the same kind of things, and I'm having to like, oh my god, like why am I getting all these DMs?
Yeah.
Bro, even my Instagram stories is like, I don't really check for like who watches them,
They're
but at the
less-
same time, the number
yeah.
drops significantly.
Yeah.
So there's
My
like,
friend screenshot
yeah, it's
something
literally
like
that. So
too.
it's
My
like,
sister, it
it's so
happened
it's
to my
like,
sister as
what's
well.
the word? Like, there's some sort of censorship going on.
They're
You can't really
trying.
see
No,
it.
Instagram
They're trying to
also
silence
deletes
it.
yeah,
posts.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
they
know
connect
from my
back to Palestine
friend.
and stuff.
She has like a highlight dedicated to it. But she's very Dale when it comes to it,
Yeah.
and a lot of her posts got deleted.
Mm.
But I would like to think if I was in a position, or when I'm in a position to influence people, or when
Yeah.
if followers are up, bro, best know your stories are going to be filled with things that are
Yeah.
relevant to me and to you and in support. I would like to think, because no, I don't know. I was gonna say I might change and become greedy and like
But I feel
no.
like if you have also, like, obviously this doesn't go for like if you're an atheist you don't have moral anything like that, but I feel like if you have a religious background and like you fear God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really think the fame should be able to, obviously it still happens to people, but if you just
Exactly.
keep on checking yourself on your faith,
Mm.
on your beliefs,
Yeah.
no one can change you. No one
Exactly.
can
And it's like
change
you think this life here is temporary. You can be to me.
I can
You
be
can
as rich
take
as I
away.
want
You can
here.
strip my money, but bro, I have somewhere to go.
Exactly.
I have somewhere to be.
Am I going
and-
into the grave with 1 million followers?
Yeah,
Am I?
exactly.
Are they following me down?
No, and exactly that. And I feel like you have a point. Like if you have a religion by your side and you kind of, or you're spiritual and you
Or
feel like
spirituality, yeah.
exactly, and you know that I might lose a point, and it's hard. I think it's easy for us to be like, yeah, it's hard, of course,
It's
but I feel
definitely
like
hard.
the benefits that you'll
Reap from
get
it.
from,
But
yeah,
I think
exactly.
as well,
better.
people need to remember is like your quote unquote faves or whatever. Like at the end of the day, everyone is kind of useless in my opinion.
Mhm.
Everybody's useless. So it's like if you
Is
keep that
it?
in mind, you wouldn't be so shocked when people don't talk about it.
Okay.
It's like if you
Mm.
don't put them on such the highest of pedestals to begin with,
Mm.
you would realize they won't put, like for some people they weren't gonna do it anyway.
yeah,
But you didn't. It took you this to see that.
yeah.
So it's like if you just
Don't
pick-
put people on a
yeah,
pedestal.
don't put people on a
basically.
high
The whole thing is
pedestal.
that was like-
Yeah.
clock everyone ain't it, and you
It
won't
was-
be surprised.
There's two things. Is like it's hard to differentiate between people who are genuinely posting and
Mhm.
wanting
Yeah.
to show support or wanting to kind of educate others, and the people who are just posting it because they know that people are going to get onto them.
Yeah.
And two, this is a kind of different point, but how long, because I didn't know about Palestine and whatnot. I learned about it I think maybe 2 years ago, a year ago. I know we do like something at my school, it's like EPQ and you have to write like a whole dissertation sort of thing.
Yeah.
And my friend, she did hers on the
Israelism.
genocide. So I was like, I kind of asked her about it, learned about it. This was about 2 years ago. But other than that, didn't know about it.
Mm.
I think my parents obviously do know about it. But how long have you guys been learning?
I
kind
think
of been
Muslim,
around,
my
yeah.
whole life.
I think
Yeah.
Muslim people
Yeah.
generally
Mm.
are more likely to know about it.
Because
Mm.
we literally used to, if you can't pray towards Mecca, the first place you used to pray towards was Jerusalem. And we've always known Jerusalem as being in Palestine.
Mm.
Like we've always known as Palestine, you know, like even since we were, I think, the first protest I ever went to was when I was in like year
Yeah,
9 or year
Palestine
10
one.
with my
Yeah.
sister.
No, that's so mad because I have learnt about Israel. I have learnt that Jerusalem's in Israel. That's so when I had never seen the Palestine flag before 2 years ago,
Really?
bro. I thought it was
It's
another
crazy, you
Middle
know?
Eastern
I
country.
even had like
Yeah.
Palestinian people in my classes and like,
Yeah, same.
Really?
Yeah.
My
At my
best friend's primary school is
volunteering, so, like,
Palestinian.
No, I would know it as Israel. I knew about the Star of David, that flag.
Yeah.
That's what I knew. But I did not know about that. Do you know how? And that's mad because this
Yeah.
is the things that they feed you and
Mm.
It's the
make you
propaganda.
believe. And
What
I
was
think-
your school's like demographic? Did you have a
Um,
lot of like, I don't know, Arabs maybe, or not?
no, so I had a lot of. I went to a Christian primary.
Yeah.
So this is when I was learning about Jerusalem, all these things. Went to a Christian primary. There was a lot of Indians, a couple blacks, majority white,
Mm.
Filipinos, a lot.
couple black.
A couple black, not that literally I've never been to a predominantly black school.
Mm.
Then secondary school is where I met a lot of like my best friend's Muslim,
Mm.
so learned about a lot about the religion. Bro, it would be a thing where the majority of people in my class are fasting. We are the ones. But I'm here being like,
Damn.
yeah, it's mad. Like so, that's when I learned.
But I guess it's not a casual topic that obviously comes up in class in
Yeah.
secondary school.
yeah, but do you know,
That's why.
yeah, it is not a casual. But I feel like it can be. It should be spoken about a bit more in a
100%.
casual way, so that it's not a thing that people don't know about it. Do you see what I mean?
Definitely.
But it's funny because we can talk about like other instances of, you know, human rights being completely taken away from people and stuff like that, and we can just talk about it like it's in the daily news, all of this. Like,
Yeah.
it's conversation that we can have.
That's what.
But when it's to do with something that Britain and America have directly affected,
Yeah, that's when it becomes.
then it's very
a
much
blurred
silent,
line.
and it's always going to be
Exactly.
silent.
You know what's crazy? Like the whole thing between Palestine and Israel. That I always knew about it. I knew about Palestine, and I always used to question like, why the hell were they always like, what's going on in there? I didn't fully understand what was going on until maybe in the last year and a half, 2 years as well. I understood the Britain's
properly.
involvement, America's involvement. Why is this a
The
conflict
layers
that's
of
still
it.
going
I
on?
like
Kind of thing.
Britain just comes in with their stinking
Every-
foot
this small
and
island.
mess up everything.
This
Colonial
very
things.
small island has done a lot of damage.
Isn't it mad?
It's the tiniest of islands. Like
islands.
America, fair
We're
enough.
not even
there, wham.
connected to another country. Like,
we
what
are
are we doing?
literally, you know, on the
Well,
map, we're like this.
We have
like,
a really good
and
name,
they-
apparently.
we've
which
done
is
They
a lot.
very
do a
frightening.
Mazzoline.
I
and we
knew what was crazy to me is obviously I knew America's involvement, but I didn't know how high it was. Like I found out I think the American taxes, I think like $3.8 billion went towards Israel just last year, and I was like, that is literally
I
billions.
don't know what that
And
country pays tax for.
it was
And
my friend who
that is
told me
insane.
about Obama's involvement
Yep.
with.
First
Do you
of
know,
all,
I was like, I don't believe it.
not
My
even
my
just about
king,
this.
Obama.
I was
Obama
so
bombed
about the
Somalia
Obama thing.
so many times.
Yeah,
How
and
about
it was
that?
like
times.
And which is-
Syria, Somalia, you name it.
You know,
They've
he
bombed
dropped
hella
the
countries.
most, he dropped the most drone strikes out of every single
President.
presidency, which is so bizarre to me because it's like, bro, how'd you? I know you were in there for 8 years, but how'd you have the time? These niggas were doing World War II, and you dropped more drones.
And they're like, oh, we're fighting terrorism.
No, you're not.
No, you're not, man.
Yeah.
They're just trying to
Okay.
destabilize these countries. That's
Do you know
it.
what my favorite thing to know about America is? Because I'm terrified of them. America has a military base in every single country in the world. I'm talking in York, in Britain, they have a military base. Not a single country has a military base in America. Not a single one. I'm talking, they are threatening their besties, Britain. So if Britain acts out of line, there's a reason why we're always like, yeah, America, sure, America, whatever you want, America. It's because they have men
I
on
think
our
they can
land.
finish
that.
us whenever they want.
Well,
They
like,
can
guys,
finish us.
We're tiny,
Which is
tiny,
scary,
tiny
which is
island.
scary.
One nuke from them, we're gone.
No, it's a madness. But
America are actually a police state, bro.
it was mad because I actually thought that within like the pandemic year we were going to enter another war. Like, but it wouldn't be a war that we would the same way that you think about it. You know,
Yeah,
World
like
War
back
World War
then.
Two.
We've basically just been having a lot of proxy wars, which means like, you remember like the US is the Cold War, USSR versus America, but they didn't
Yeah.
actually have a direct war. They would fight through other countries.
other countries.
That's
Which
what
is so
America
tapped.
and like all of these other countries have been doing for such a long time
time.
against each other. So they'll start an issue in this country, and then Russia's like, okay, cool, well, I'm gonna enter Syria now. So the entire Syria
Yeah.
thing to me was a proxy war because Americans fighting against, some were helping the rebels and some was helping the government.
yeah.
Do you know what's crazy? Talking about proxy wars, like real quick, when COVID started, like March 2020, America were literally trying to start another war in Iraq,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they were coming to Britain talking about like, oh, do you wanna like join us?
Was that not when we saw the whole funny
Dominic
stuff
Cumming
with
thing.
World War
Domi-
Three?
maybe.
No, that was
That
because
with,
that was
North
because
Korea.
Korea and Trump were
moving
back.
Korea
Oh,
and
yeah,
Trump,
my bad,
but
my
they were
bad.
just
They
trying
were
to start
eyeing each
another
other on
war in
Twitter.
Iraq for no reason.
Goodness gracious.
And they asked Britain to join, but Britain were dealing with the whole COVID thing. Like there was a lot going on.
They were willing
But it's
to
like
if
they were
weren't dealing
willing.
with the
Yeah, if
COVID
it wasn't
thing.
for COVID,
But guys, you know
Britain
what I
would have
realised?
joined.
This could be very, very much ill-informed, but this is just going back to my knowledge of Palestine.
Mm.
Basically, when the entire Palestine thing was happening in like the 90s, it was like the 1970s. The Arab countries that were supporting Palestine upped all of their oil prices by 70% to any country that supported Israel, including the US and the UK. That's why I'm not surprised that when the 2000s started, all of a sudden there was this war on the Middle East to get as much oil from them as they
Yeah.
can.
Didn't the
Okay.
Gulf
Because
War
they-
happen
No,
in
that
the
makes
80s?
sense.
It did, but it didn't really solve anything because their oil prices are still very much up. So I think whenever they want their oil, they just say, okay, cool, we're gonna go back to Iraq. Oh,
Let's fight.
you guys have missiles. You're not allowed to have that.
Yeah, and then
Coming up with
Yeah.
excuses. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I feel, yeah, and it's like then you have to kind of sit back and be like, okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
That's
I'm-
what's
I'm
scary,
one-
you know. As an individual, you feel like, what can I really do?
You're one person.
Sometimes you
it's like,
post something and you're
I'm
like-
so useless in the grand
Yeah,
scheme of
which
things, but
is
I'm
so
not I'm
frustrating.
not Obama. What can I actually do?
Obama
Then
was
it's
such
like,
a
Obama didn't
okay.
even do anything. That's what the mad part is.
I mean, like, I'm
Yeah.
not in his.
Yeah, like,
I
you're
don't
not
have
like a
powers
high-
like
yeah,
that.
like a
Stop
high
him
level.
from doing
So
what
it's
he's
like
doing.
then
They're gonna nuke them.
yeah, like what I'm basically trying to say is us talking about it now, us doing the pod episode and just talking about it is doing something
Yeah.
more than people have been doing. What
It's better
the
than
last-
nothing. Do you
No,
know what I
for
mean?
sure, for sure.
Yeah, you teach one person, they teach one person. I feel
You
like
never
people
know.
don't.
No,
People really
and it is
underestimate.
true. Like, do you know, like something as silly as like hair? Like the girl who did my hair, I found her because someone else posted her.
Yeah,
Word
That
of
exactly.
stuff,
mouth
it
is
works.
very
It
powerful.
works.
That's how things
It
grow.
works.
Yeah.
So yeah, but have you guys? Well, we've talked how much? I think we've talked about like an hour.
Yeah.
Have we actually an hour?
Yeah, it's been about because it stopped 2 times.
Yeah, yeah. But have you guys got anything coming up? What are our plans? Next, I'm going on holiday. Just want to say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
where are you going?
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going Malta.
Portugal.
Oh,
Yeah,
Did you
Portugal.
see? It's on.
Don't
Yeah.
do that.
I was
Don't.
just about
Alicia's
to-
just come and ruin the thing. Yeah, I heard. I heard it's
Because
Amber.
I wanted to go to Portugal. as well.
Do you know what it was? I was gonna book it, yeah,
Mm.
and something told me wait.
Is it? Do you reckon they're gonna move mad?
It's
And-
not even just that. It was like back when they announced it was gonna be in a green list. I was ready to book it there and then for like
Mhm.
June.
Yeah.
And then normally if I'm a person, if I'm wanna go, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
But then something said, just wait a bit.
Hold
Hold
on.
on.
This is on
Then this comes on.
Amber, you
Now it's
just
on
gotta-
Amber.
you
So
gotta-
now you have to quarantine.
for 10
When we
days
get
only.
back.
Yeah.
Alive.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Better than rent though. Rent,
Yeah,
you
no.
gotta pay grand. So
Yeah, exactly.
Rent, you're dumb if you leave, wallahi, because they're gonna put you in a hotel that you pay for.
Yeah,
Oh, is
that's
that
what
what
you-
red is?
Yeah, they
Oh,
put you in the
no.
quarantine hotel that you just have to be
you have
trapped
to
in.
pay.
No
The
offense to
food is
UDC, the
disgusting.
countries on the green list.
Yeah.
It's dead.
I know it's,
It's
it's like no, it's starting a bit
it's not-
weird.
it's not-
No,
There's
I feel-
countries that don't have high cases that aren't on the green list. It's giving me.
It's like a thing. I feel like we've done so much in this country, right? To kind of, we wanted to be free and up for summer, right? We
I
went
don't
into
get what we're
3
doing
lockdowns, right?
anymore.
And they're still moving brazy.
But
like,
you know, even now, like the thing when they put Portugal on it, I wasn't shocked because I was like, anything that seems like we can have fun, I'm gonna take it away. I see that
Do
now.
you know why they put Portugal on it? So people could go to the Champions League finals.
Yeah, that was
Two
it.
British teams on the
That was it.
versing each other
That's
in
what
the
I'm
World
saying.
Cup.
literally
This
it.
green list,
Because,
amber
like,
list
their
thing is
cases
giving
are
me
still
very
pretty low.
political,
Yeah.
social.
And then like
There's random
they
countries
haven't-
on there.
Do you know
They
why
don't
we're open on
record
June
deaths anymore.
21st? The Euros are the next day.
yeah, it's mad thing.
But they're
It's
gonna
a
delay
mad
it
thing.
apparently.
What do you think?
Which is why people,
Yeah,
which
I
is why
think they
now
will.
they don't know if they're going to open back up on June the 21st because they're
They're
going to delay
delaying
it. There's
Me,
things
I'm
connected
going
to
out.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Me,
Yeah,
I'm
at
out.
this point, my thing is, this government they have no clue what they're doing. Guys,
Mm.
look after yourselves, please.
Alive.
Guys,
Honestly,
people
so
aren't doing the
sad.
the simplest thing you can do is wear a mask outside.
Mm.
You go to central London, 95% of people aren't wearing a mask and they really think things are going to go. The police aren't wearing masks.
Do you know what was killing me though? The fact that wait, I had something to say. Sam, you're so annoying.
No, I feel like it is about doing your part, but for me, I can't even I've moved careless these last 2 years,
Yeah.
and I'm still here by the grace of God. I'm still living. My family are still here. So it's like, obviously there is something out there that is killing people, but for me, and don't come take me,
Boris,
I
we don't
don't-
mean it.
I don't think it is what they're saying. Me personally,
I disagree because
My
I know
sister got
people have
COVID.
died. No, I know people
No,
have died.
you know, but I think they are being killed by something, whether that's the virus, but I feel like they are kind of capitalizing off the fear that
I
us
think
man have.
For me,
I
from-
disagree only because I don't think they would go this far where they're having issues with economy and stuff like that for it to not
I
be
hear
what
it,
it is.
but the whole thing is for me,
things have definitely
from
been
like no,
inflated
but like
though.
something has been sus from like maybe March to nowish.
Mm.
Something's been sus because
we-
like do you know
I
how
can't lie.
no I hear it. No, COVID is doing its thing.
It's
But the thing
COVID-ing.
is, the fact that it's come out many times that they're just listing any death now as COVID, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's sus
Things have been
behaviour.
That
inflated.
part is
Things
like-
have been
I don't know.
inflated.
Guys, they literally were getting in the NHS. I don't want to hate on the NHS, but they just kept on writing everything off as COVID. So then the
Fuck the
government paid
NHS.
more attention to COVID. But then when you write off a death that had nothing to do with COVID as COVID, now you've made getting the body cleaned and all of this stuff so much more difficult. The people that can come to the funeral so much more difficult, even when
Yeah.
it's not in a lockdown.
Yeah.
Now everyone needs to there's just so much things that, especially when you know how like Muslim customs, you need someone to clean
Clean
the
it,
body and
yeah.
stuff. Instead, that had to be taken over by the family, and then it was still. A
Oh,
case
so
of, like,
what?
COVID.
So what was the? I'm lost. What?
When
so
someone
when
passes
someone
away
passes COVID,
within
they
like
have
a couple days.
they're kept in the hospital. They're kept so that they can be basically sterilized.
essentially,
Yeah.
so they
Essentially.
can't.
Whereas
And
in
then-
our
but then
faith,
these are
Yeah.
you have to
people-
clean them up within a couple of days. Like the
Yeah, and you
burial
should be
things
buried
is
within
quick.
the next, like
But
you
these
literally
are
should be
people
buried.
who
If
didn't
this
have
was back home, you'd
COVID.
be buried the same day, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Okay.
very
These are
quick.
people who don't have COVID or either got COVID and then were in the green light with COVID and then died from something else, but they just
they're
write
being
COVID
treated
on
the same
it.
way. Yeah.
I think it's wrong that they do that, like writing everything off as COVID.
Of course.
And obviously,
delays everything else,
but obviously it messes up with religious customs and stuff like that. But I think it's still safer to sterilize and do all of that just because of what's going on. Like,
yeah.
I think
I
it's safer to do that
think
because
they also write COVID because it
you
could
never
be
know.
things that come from that happened because
the
of
person
COVID.
could have the
So
virus on them.
they could have
like, do you
been
know what I
fine,
mean?
tested negative, and then could have had a blood clot because of COVID in their
Yeah.
lungs.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
I think the reasons can be here and there. Like,
The
you
fact
can
they
have
come
you
from
can have
conservatism, I'm
cancer,
like,
you can have cancer and COVID
Yeah.
kills you, but essentially
But
speaking, it was the
that
cancer,
actually-
but the
That's
COVID
what
could
they
still
did.
be
That's
on
what-
your
in my
but the
experience,
COVID
that's
could
what
still
they
be
did
on your
to
body. Like,
people
it's
that
very
passed
it
away.
travels really
They were
quick.
terminal,
It travels
so of
around
course
really
they were going
quick.
to pass away from the cancer.
Yeah.
But then they
But-
wrote COVID.
But if
they
COVID
didn't know-
still kills you, you need to
but
be
it
sterilized and all
wasn't-
that. I don't think it should
but
be written
didn't
off as
have anything
COVID.
to do with COVID.
But if you've had
itself.
it, I don't think it's bad to be sterilized. It spreads
It's
really
not
quick.
bad to be sterilized, but,
That's
my
But when you
entire
put it
thing
in
is
what you're
just to
saying
do
is if
with-
it comes if it's
in
kind
the
of clashing
numbers
with
as well. That's
Exactly.
the thing. A lot of people who are dying in hospital were dying from different things. It was in the numbers that
Yeah.
it was to do with COVID, and that. While I think it's fear mongering, I'm with Sam on the case where I don't understand what they would get from the fear mongering because
That's
this
what I
is
don't
an
get.
evil government who
But at
only
the
cares
same
No
about
one is
time,
them.
yeah.
scared.
No, but here's the thing.
People
But the
stopped
same
being scared
time,
after
but
2
no, but
months,
the same
wallahi.
time, yeah, this is the same government where if they cared about the economy so much, what they apparently do, then they would have patterned COVID properly in the beginning, got the economy back and running.
But they're not
Yeah,
that
they let
But
it
then
fall.
you hear people like Boris say,
We know they're not like
if they really did care about patterning, people would be wearing masks right now and stuff like that.
They
You're
wouldn't
right.
be writing
But
down,
then you
"Who
hear
can we lose?"
Boris saying stuff like, "Yeah, the bodies will pile high, and we don't care. Just don't have another lockdown." So clearly they
and
care
then
about
we
the
have it
economy.
anyway. So what's the point?
So
Because
I
they
just
had no other
don't
choice.
think
They
it's
didn't
a
think.
I don't think it's a tactic of them caring about the economy, or like I don't think. I feel like sometimes, like, I get what you guys are saying, and I think I half agree with it. But I
Mm.
think sometimes conspiracy theories and stuff like that get to people's heads. That's
Yeah.
what I think. Like, I
Do you
feel
know
like
one thing that-
people
Conspiracy
exaggerate
theories are very
it, but they
dangerous.
also
They're very dangerous.
don't exaggerate it enough. I feel like there's a mid ground
Do
that
you
we
know
could
what
all
I think
reach.
is
just to take away because we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Got a bit heated.
Just no, like believe what you want.
Honestly.
Me,
Wallah, believe what
I'm
you want.
just living
Just
my
don't
life.
believe conservatives.
just-
Don't do that. That's what I was saying.
Exactly. Just trust who you need to trust. This government
Trust
is not here
yourself.
for you
Trust
unless
yourself.
you are a white and middle-aged man.
Oh,
That's basically it.
that's tea.
And rich.
And rich. Yeah,
You working
Exactly.
class whites, you
And
guys don't get that
conservative.
privilege. I
But-
can't lie.
Yep.
we move. Anyways, do you have an episode coming out soon?
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah,
Monday, and
So
we
we
post it on
upload every
Saturday.
Monday.
Do you know I'm gonna try and edit this today and
Mm.
get it down for tomorrow because I'm filming
Oh.
something tomorrow. But then normally I do like a little teaser thing to kind of give like, oh, this is
Ooh.
coming. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. But actually, I might be able to do it on the bus home.
Yeah.
And then upload it on the bus. But anyways, thank you guys. Go around and say your names, and if you want to shout, I keep knocking this. Shout out anything.
I'm Sam.
do you want to shout out anything?
Why did you
Go
look
follow my
unsure?
go follow my TikTok. Mirror moves.
Are you on TikTok like Daya? Like actually,
She's there.
Is
I'm
it-
kinda
She's
dropping
we
there.
need to
it.
get on
Yeah.
TikTok after this.
Yes,
no,
let's
no,
go.
She's there.
Is it?
She'll show you.
And you?
I'm Serena, guys, and no, my Instagram probably.
I'll
my
put
Instagram's gonna
everything
be-
in the
Yeah.
description.
Go follow my Instagram, please.
I'm Asma, and I'm gonna say follow Clued Up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
follow.
yeah,
and
Vim
follow.
Network.
Exactly.
Subscribe to our YouTube.
made us look bad.
Literally. I was looking at them like, wow, guys.
Guys.
Like, you for
someone was gonna
yourselves,
say it.
do
Yeah,
yourself.
When is she on the? Of course, it's going to be. We're here.
Whatever you say, love. I'm Ray. Please follow Clued Up Pod. Apparently, these two are on it. We upload every Monday. We just chat all things pop culture, music,
We
all
waffle a
the
lot,
fun
honestly.
side of stuff. But however, we do have a serious side, as you clearly.
I like this is
Follow
best
Vim
serious.
Network on YouTube as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, we have our
Exactly.
visuals when we
Our
have guests.
visuals.
Yeah, are all on there.
Peace.
Period.
Do we pose?